fourth semi-finalist. Take it away, guys.
All right, thank you very much. So, again, I was mentioning before, Bjorn, about like how NaVi have been struggling a little bit on Cobble. So you're saying they're practicing a lot at the moment. Have you actually played against them on Cobble?
Yeah, I actually think we have played a practice game against them, and they crushed us pretty badly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're actually probably the strongest Cobble team I played, I would say.
You haven't played many Cobble teams then?
Yeah.
All right, well.
It looks like NaVi won the ninth round, and of course they're going to start as CT here on Overpass.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this actually plays out. As NaVi, again, getting that good start, getting the money going is going to be super important on the CT side. And, well, can they put TSM in the same kind of position as they were in before? Well, hopefully for their sake. They don't get to that situation where they can just win for their sake. But
yeah, they shouldn't think about that game too much, because they can get in can't get in their head, and of course NaVi is gonna play in like completely different ways as well.
okay, so we're gonna have. It looks like they're setting up for a bit of a split onto B. They got 3 members towards sewers here, well, 1 going back towards Monster Tunnel. As they make their way in, they're going to spot 1 player there in the distance, Flamey. He's going to spot the majority of the players and the bomb, so they know what's going on. The rotation is going to start happening, but they can't get the bomb planted straight away. They've got to get these kills and make sure that it's going to be safe. Guardian's just peeking over the top there, and they're getting some good frags, but Dupree will hold down to the sewers area, so no sneaky NaVi players from Connector to attack them just yet, but it's all going to be down to Dupree now. Left on short area. Guardian is very low. Just need that 1 headshot. What a double peek there from NaVi. They're going to pull it off, and they're going to pick up that ever-important pistol round to secure a nice CT economy.
And that's like probably the most common pistol round you do as T on this map is you smoke off towards Graffiti on B, and you just get the bomb down, and you usually get like 1 or 2 entry frags. We saw them actually being in a 4v2 there, but it's actually really hard to hold on to that bomb site. So yeah, so now we're taking that 2v4 on the that B site, and you can think, okay, they shouldn't be able to take a 2v4 after plant, but it's extremely hard to hold that site actually, because the CTs can then jump down here where we see Flamey jumping down. It's really hard to stop.
He's going to get close to the smoke actually towards Party, and he's going to hear a lot of stepping, so they're going to know that there's lots of TSM players lurking around. And this is quite forward positionally from the SMGs, which could work out quite well. Bun's going to tap them down towards A long, and they're going to gain some ground towards the toilets, but not before they get stopped by Seized. So Seized, he just made $1,800 there. That weapon just paid itself back.
Not bad.
Not bad for a day at the birthday party. So 2-0 is the score now. NaVi smooth sailing so far, but it's just 2 rounds in, and TSM getting the bomb planted are going to be able to get the AK buy-in.
Let's see if TSM go for their A standard or a straight up B execution. And 4 guys going towards B, it looks like they're going to be their B execution.
Alright, so Carrigan can cause some issues towards Connector, try to cut off rotating players. Dupree is going to get spotted actually, not just him, his teammates as well. Bomb is going to be funneling up towards the B bomb side as well through Monster Tunnel. TSM moving forward, it's very fast. Not many grenades to actually aid the push, but they're in on top of the bomb site. They're getting the entries they need. And can they actually get this bomb planted now? It's always a bit of a battle before you can ever get the bomb planted. You want to make sure the CTs are removed from the bomb site correctly. And TSM have managed to do that. It's just Seized who's left over. He's going to go down. That's a really clean round there from TSM. 4 guys surviving, and NaVi going to be having to use all their cash here, potentially. But there's a couple players with very low money.
And I really like that strategy from TSM. Just walking up short there from sewers. It's actually really strong, because NaVi didn't hear them going there, and like if you're up short there towards the B site, you can actually go for the plant. Like you're on the site after like 2 seconds, so it's really hard for NaVi to stop.
Ooh, interesting smoke here from Zipnix towards the end of the toilets area. Guardian with a nice shot, able to find Device. Now, can NaVi keep hold of these bomb sites? It's going to be a very crucial round for them. They need to get that economic control back. They need to spend lots of money, but oh no, Dupree going to find a great shot from the boost there onto Guardian, and he is going to even things straight back up again. So TSM with control over Connector at the moment, but we do have a man pushing, I think it's Edward, all the way around, as you can see right there, like through towards T-spawn, and also the back of the Connector area, the big long area in the middle.
Yeah, this should have been easy round for NaVi right now. Edward flanking, NaVi have all the information they need. They know they're going to go towards B, even leaving 1 guy left in the toilets just to be safe.
And the execute is going to come in slowly but surely, but Edward's already there in position. He got flashed. Oh my goodness, that barely saved Edward. Zipnik's there, but how long can he survive? He's going to be up against Seized. Great hold there by NaVi, despite losing Guardian from that boost. And generally speaking, looked pretty tidy, to be honest. TSM looked a little bit lost after they lost their first player or two. So
yeah, I would like them to see, if you want to go for a slow standard type of play on overpass, I always want them to go for like more towards party, more towards long, because running out towards sewers, you just it's so easy to die from them spamming through that like tree thing there.
All right, well it's looking pretty standard here from NaVi at the start of the round. They got a bit of an aggression into the connector area, but they are going to get removed, and that's going to put a lot of pressure on Guardian. He's actually down to 34 health. He's alone against the entire lineup. His teammates are very far away. Guardian's going to have to connect some shots here if he wants to make this doable. There's number one. Carrigan goes down. Guardian missing the second one. Doesn't get a chance for another. Device is going to take the site with his team. TSM, though, they have to contest with Zeus. He barely made it onto the site in time by Optimus. Flamey coming in from bank. Now they set up a good defense here. Flamey trying to shoot down Zeus. Down to 7 HP now, but they've actually held the A bomb site. This is going to cause TSM to go for that rotate towards B. And NaVi, they've got a bit of a faster rotate, but the positions are going to be the important factor here. Zeus has picked up an AWP with such low health. That's quite a smart choice from the man. As the bomb is going to get planted. Flamey going to find Cajun B. Spray coming in, but it's not enough to take down Cajun B. They're so low at the moment, and Zeus is wielding an AWP. Both of them playing for that trade situation where they can easily double peek as well. So Dupree and Cajun B playing it by the book. Zeus, he's going to realize and back away.
Yeah, a smart decision here from Zeus. They really want that out for that next round for Guardian.
Really back and forth at the moment between NaVi and TSM. In the early stages, I mean, NaVi are in a spot where their money is going to start to be really, really shaky, and I can only imagine they're going to want to run, have AWPs constantly on Guardian at the very least. Some teams find great effect from double AWPs as well, and all the aggression, all the nades that you need as CTs. Again, always big costs for the CTs, way more than the Ts. So, do you think this is going to be a good moment now for NaVi to take? For TSM to take economic control?
Yeah, especially if they win this round. Let's see if they go for the same push towards party. And I asked them to do that the last round, and they delivered, pushing up from the door towards the party area, towards the toilet. And yeah, they're doing the same thing. It's just so easy to gain ground there.
So first fight here, altercation between Dupree and Edward. TSM going to gain more ground with that frag, and that might force NaVi back a little bit more as well. They've got Guardian towards the A-long area, and also I believe it sees a little bit closer. Yep, and Zeus is over towards the B-bomb site initially, but he's going to rotate back, as they're not 100% sure exactly where TSM are going at the moment, but they have occupied sewers. They're going to be trying to split onto the B-bomb site. They do get the entry onto Flamey. Dupree able to do that. Zeus spraying through the smoke, but he gets absolutely nothing. TSM cleaning house with NaVi. It's just Guardian who's left over, and he's going to have to save that AWP all over again. And he's going to have to be also against... He's going to be the hunted right now. They're all going to be going for him.
Yeah, TSM winning that round in a really decisive manner. I'm kind of surprised that the guy, I don't know who it was from NaVi, but the guy standing inside of the bathrooms over the stairs there took that position. You can see his body there. Like, where was he supposed to go? Like, you have no escape route. You always want to take peeks, like go aggressive A, but you always want to be able to fall back, because if you go down there, you lose all information, the terrorists gain all the ground, and just TSM can just toy with them after that.
And Guardian will survive. He was glass cannon mode with the AWP. Device on screen there. Now TSM, they bring themselves back into this one. It's looking like they're about to get some good momentum going. I mean, they only have to worry about an AWP at the moment, so it should be pretty simple and straightforward for them to take this round. I mean, what kind of options do you like in a situation like this?
Yeah, they know that they have one AWP. I would just go for a push together as Risk Stratos, and that's exactly what they're doing right now.
But Guardian will take down one. He's going to spot a second one, gets the headshot onto Xyp9x, spots the third player, even connects with it, and they are going to be completely distracted by Guardian. This creates a huge opening for NaVi in the chaos to actually take it all down to Karrigan, and he's got to get the bomb planted as well, but it's such an exposed position. It's going to be quite difficult. Now, if Edward and Flamey play this smart, they might be able to pull this one off. Karrigan now will spot the headshot onto Edward. There's the second player on shot. He knows where Flamey is. And he doesn't have any armor, no weapon to use there, and he's going to go down. And TSM saved the round.
It's so smart for Guardian to put himself towards Monster there, because in the meta right now, if you're up versus like one AWP, and you know the rest is going to go for an eco, you usually just go for a like 4 or 5 man push at the like least expected place that you're going to put the AWP, and it's like he's probably not going to play Monster. Yeah. Because you can't really like run around there.
It's usually A, isn't it?
And Guardian just figuring that out and just, okay, I'm just gonna go Monster.
So this is a fast double peek here down from NaVi on their buy round. And wow, they're 3 players dead in 20 seconds, less than 20 seconds after the start of the round. So, okay, now it's just Device left. So this is going pretty well for NaVi, and they should be able to claim an AWP soon enough as well. So Device, objective, get some damage done. There's a little bit of damage onto Edward. And NaVi, they shouldn't be too worried. They know the bomb is there as well. But Device is picking up another kill, and he didn't take any damage that time either. So they've got to be very careful here, because they're facing him 1 versus 1, and they don't have to do that.
Yeah, and already 2 kills. This is actually a very big deal for NaVi, because they can't build up a bank now, and if they lose the next round, they will actually be forced to an eco just due to these 2 kills of Device. So, and a 3rd kill from Device as well, just playing amazingly. And he will actually be able to pick up the bomb.
Yeah, he knows exactly where it is, of course. Sees it on his radar. And NaVi, the remaining 2 players, Flamey and Zeus, are sticking together. But this is a disastrous round at the moment. It's turned into from a completely 1 round to a round where they should still win it. There's a small chance that Device can actually pick this one up, but they've also got to make sure that they don't incur more damage.
And he actually is going to be able to plant the bomb. This could actually be like the sickest clutch in like this year.
So Device is now going for the plant. And there was a player on Sirius. He's been completely silent. Now Device has to be fast, but it will be Zeus with the frag, so they can breathe a sigh of relief there. Because, yeah, as you said, that would have been... The thing is that that's one of those situations where, like, we're 5 versus 1.
Yeah, exactly.
We're fine. We're super confident. And then 1 versus 2 post-plant.
Yeah, and like especially and still he got 3 kills. He got the bomb down, and now he has a really bad economy. Like even before that. So
yeah,
that was like that. Those 3 kills on that plant could basically be a free round for TSM.
Yeah, I mean, there's no AWP for them now, and for NaVi, and there's a lack of grenades, and they're in a position where they have to eco if they lose this one now. So it's yeah, such a big deal there from Device to come out huge like that. And the score at the moment, 4-4. We're tied up at the moment into the 9th round as TSM are going to be taking over Suez control. Zeus is in a very committed position towards Monster. If they do push that, of course, he's got nowhere to fall back to. But he's got help. He's got Flamey to kind of bait him out there, so to distract them essentially. Zeus is going to peek out. He does get taken down by the Monster exit into the B bomb site. Now as KGB is going to try to smoke off the kind of jungle area and make sure that his team can get that bomb planted. So post-plant positions looking pretty good at the moment for TSM as they are going into this 3-on-3. But that nade was perfect somehow, finding Xyp9x. But now Karrigan is going to be expecting some CT players very soon to be jumping over. It's KGB though, gets double peeked. Good stuff here so far from NaVi, but it is going to be down to the 1-on-1. Edward with the superior health though, going to win that duel and get the defuse. But again, so much damage by TSM.
Yeah, and that round TSM should have won though. They did a great tactic where they know that NaVi just playing 2 guys defensive on B. So they just push really close in Monster, really close in the sewers, and they push at the same time. And they did a 1-for-1 trade with both Zeus and I think it was Flamey, yeah. And after that you have the bomb site and you have a lot of time to just push towards city spawn, and they just managed to fail in that after plant somehow.
And well, I'm going to see some good boosts coming in from NaVi, just mixing things up a little bit this time. TSM with a bit of a force buy, to be honest. They got 3 Galils, a Tech 9, just a few grenades. So let's see what they're able to do here. They know that the economy for NaVi is so weak that they just want to keep the pressure on, and Another few frags would certainly be good, but they could very well win this one, force the eco out. But they're going to go for the push towards toilets. Going to have the trace coming in as TSM quickly gaining ground now. C's able to take down Carrigan, switches up the weapon. He's got T's all around him, but he's got support as well. Guardian coming in, going to be able to cover his back. And once again, it's Device against almost the entire NaVi team. He's 1 versus 3. Bomb is down in the control of NaVi. C's is right next to it. Device is going to be patient. He's got 50 seconds to play with, so patience is definitely a virtue in this situation. But he will get spotted now. And there's one in the smoke. C's picks him up. And that is another round for NaVi. And this time it was only 2 guys dying, so not too bad.
Yeah, but I think two guys is still enough to keep their economy so low that I think they might be forced to eco 3. It's kind of 50-50. Yeah, TSM actually going for the full eco now. This is actually a good decision. They gave up the fight here. Okay, we can't break NaVi's economy. Let's just go for a full eco and just try to play our regular game with nades.
Take care of our economy instead. Oh wow, what a grenade that is. Beautiful that they've done the research for that one, and that did quite a lot of damage to Zipnix. And Flamey now is left alone by the barrels on the bomb site. He's going to have to do a good job holding this down, but he did throw the smoke, and it's kind of like putting a brick wall down, it would seem, on the monster tunnel. And I can see minus 24 seconds there. If they are going to go the longest route towards the A-bomb site, running all the way, but they are going to go through a shorter route, but they are going to run into Edward.
And an interesting thing is that TSM hasn't utilized along a single round.
That's a really good point, actually. We haven't really seen much in the way of AWPing. I mean, economy for both teams has been a little bit sketchy, but looks like this cleanup is going to go fairly well once again. 2 guys dying, so as you said, actually, I mean, it's kind of okay for NaVi, but it's also okay for TSM. So keeping them within that that range of being forced to an eco.
I wonder if TSM is gonna go for that like fast B push, where they don't like use nades. They just try to get NaVi's face and just try to gain as much ground as they can. And we see 3 people long and 1 guy pushing short for NaVi right now. They're just taking a huge risk, just stacking A.
Okay, yeah, this is gonna have to pay off here for NaVi. They are mixing it up massively, so Flamey alone on the B-bomb site. Now the challenges are coming in. It's going to be TSM that actually win the ground towards Party, but again, there's 2 players still on A long at the moment. They can push through, and NaVi haven't really shown much aggression towards this area, so it could actually catch TSM off guard slightly. We're seeing Device is moving with the bomb in the Party area. Very slow round so far after those initial picks.
Yeah, 1-for-1 trade. Favorable for TSM.
Just slowly clearing positions, and that is essentially what you have to do. Is the T side take it slower on this map. The CTs can be anywhere on the A side of the map, and Edward's actually gonna finally peek around the A long area towards T spawn, and gonna spot them rotating back a little bit. So Guardian is gonna go and help Flamey out on the B bomb site. So I like this from NaVi. They got Zeus working on connector control for a fast rotate to B if they play for that, and they're going back actually, and Zeus will get the frag onto Cage and B. So mid control here for NaVi. Fast rotates either way, and they're going to try to kind of like fake out a little bit onto Flamey, and they are pulling more players towards B. A is actually completely empty at the moment.
Yeah, and Device just so risky walking up with the bomb towards the park there, and it might actually work now because there doesn't seem to be any NaVi players there, but I can't believe he went back to the park alone with the bomb when they have just spotted Edward being there. You could even saw Kaden trying to point that out.
And Device will actually lose that goal as well. So, I mean, that's one of those rounds where basically TSM had an interesting call there to kind of make that situation after the 1-for-1 a little bit better for themselves. But everyone lost their jewels on TSM, so you never really got to see what it could have developed into. But did you think the theory there was pretty good from them?
You mean the round from NaVi?
From TSM, how they were handling their T side there.
Yeah, they looked a bit scattered, especially like the bomb going alone back to park. I much prefer to just go, like, if you do a 1-for-1 trade on this map, you should just go together, like push E, B or push A, just keep it simple, not try to like spread out as they did there.
Yeah, lots of lost 1v1s from TSM. NaVi 8-4 now. They're actually they had a very shaky start, but they've managed to bring themselves back into a nice situation. And Zeus, that pop flash is perfect actually. He's going to adjust to actually take down the guy that wasn't flashed, and it's going to be a 1-for-2 there for NaVi. And It's going to be a committed play now into B for TSM. Flamey able to spray down Karrigan. They cannot deal with Flamey just sitting on the barrels with the support of his teammates, throwing in those grenades, and his device still locked into the monster tunnel. That's going to be where his final resting place will be, thanks to Flamey, and 9-4 now the score. So NaVi settling well into the CT half.
Yeah, and it looked like TSM was going to have a great half there in the beginning. I think they were up 4-3. But after NaVi gained control over their economy, they just got in, yeah, exactly 6 rounds in a row, and this looked just looking so easy for them.
Okay, so TSM now, what are they going to be able to do? Can they get kind of party and toilets control? That's been a big point of contention between the two teams, and generally on Overpass, as it is always. And Guardian is going to spot one player, and in fact, it's going to be his teammate Edward, who was actually putting support in with the rifle to take the frag, and they're going to spot all these players pushing up. Now Caesar's caught between two, able to get that frag though, TSM, and push forwards onto the bomb site. Guardian now eliminated as well. Usually he's the big stopping point for NaVi, but he is going to fall, and that's going to put it to a 2-on-2, allowing TSM to potentially get this bomb down, but that fire's making things a little bit tricky as NaVi have bought enough time to get themselves onto the site, and they stop the plant. So TSM, they're all down to Cage and B against Flamey now, as Flamey just sits behind, just waiting for Cage and B to make a move for that bomb. And there it is, Flamey picks up the kill with the headshot onto Cage and B. So NaVi 10-4 now, and TSM without that bomb plant, not necessarily with the buy that they would have wanted.
Yeah, TSM actually playing that round really well. Like, you having it come down to a 1v1 as TN overpass is actually a good thing, but they just couldn't get it that time.
So it's looking quite scary here. NaVi have done such a good job so far on the CT side to stabilize and then get the momentum just strung together and just keep on keeping on. And Guardian's going to actually have to fall back here, but it's going to be Edward in as well. It's a new position. The jumping spray finds the head of Edward from Dupree, and Guardian's up close. This is really dangerous. Guardian's going to have to come out huge, but he gets taken out immediately. They're going to be charging onto the bomb site now with the men advantage seized by the Q position here. Going to be sprayed down, and TSM are looking fantastic here. They just have to keep the push going. But NaVi have arrived. The Flamey and Zeus are both on the bomb site, but they're not in the best positions. They're kind of stacked up on the big truck there. But TSM, they still need to get that bomb towards the site. Now, they've got options here, and they've got time. A minute left in the round, and
he's
going
going
back.
He's going back alone with the bomb once again.
But now he's going back towards A, so are they kind of faking themselves out a little bit here, making things a little bit too complicated, because now it's an even situation. Zeus peeks out at the pivotal moment where he can actually capitalize on a frag, a one-on-one, and it's going to be TSM now trying to get that bomb down, just faking it initially. It's down to Flamey. Next coming into play there by Bank. And good stuff here from TSM with the positioning. And Flamey is really unwinnable at that point, and it's going to be a 5th round for TSM, but again, it seemed like they were making things maybe a little bit more complicated than it should be.
Yeah, just look at the last round. They just went for a straight up YOLO, like short towards A, and it completely worked out. The good thing about pushing there, I said earlier, like, if you want to just play stand-alike and just go for kills, you just try to push the toilets, because the dual stairs are so safe. Like, even if you get up to the A site, you can just rotate back down the stairs and go towards B. So it's like, you're not committing yourself to the actual bomb site, you're just gaining so much ground and like forcing such awkward rotations there from NaVi.
Well, I mean, if NaVi are able to actually get this pistol round as well, I mean, TSM are going to be in a really, really hard position, only having 5 rounds on the T side. Of course, NaVi were able to win their pistol. It was a bit tumultuous, but tumultuous even. But here we go, Tech9's pushing in from NaVi. TSM has spotted the push. They've left one man on the B-bomb site. The rest have their attention set on the A site here, and it's going to be Device picking up a long-range frag on Guardian. Zeus is going back towards the monster area, and that's going to ring some alarm bells here towards B. Now TSM are not entirely sure where NaVi are now, especially that they spotted Zeus towards monster.
Yeah, and still 2 tech armor here for NaVi. It's always really scared to play versus tech armor when you only have a USP.
Making their way through connector now completely silently, and TSM still with a lot of bodies towards the A bomb site. So this is definitely the right call from NaVi. He's got to find those headshots, but Carrigan will take down one. Looking for the flick shots. It's going so well here for TSM. They're going to lock down that B bomb site. Carrigan with 2 excellent kills, and he made them really quickly. And that's the key moment. They couldn't even get through the choke points.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that I thought Carrigan's position was quite terrible. Like like where he's supposed to go, he's just gonna get like sandwich from short at the same time.
Yeah,
exactly. And but yeah, he just completely out-aimed 2 NaVi players, and the second pistol round as well going in favor of TSM.
Yeah, and
oh, it actually was NaVi who won the first one.
So it's going to be interesting now to see if NaVi getting damage done with the Ds, because I mean TSM, they were so good at keeping the pressure on NaVi. And I wonder if NaVi are going to be able to do the same kind of thing. TSM have a more defensive approach than NaVi did in their position, so that might be what they need to do. But they're going to be swarming them over here, and Carrigan's in that position again, and he's showing why he thought it was terrible. Completely exposed, gets completely wrapped in the bomb site, is now in the possession of NaVi. Bomb planted as TSM are storming it back. They've got a 3-on-3 now. Got a little bit of positioning to work with at jungle, but they're getting just tapped down from all over the place. Device has no idea which way to look. So he's just going to go for the straight up challenge, just strafing in with the pistol, the P250. And that's NaVi winning the round. That's huge.
I really don't understand Carrigan's position. They're like, on the B side or on overpass, you either want to go to like, okay, we're going to defend the chokes, you know, monster and short, like let's hold the chokes, or we're going to go for the, okay, we're going to let them go out the chokes, take the site, and we're just going to play back in graffiti, back in up the balcony, or even in the sea to water. But like this pillar, just like nowhere you can go in. He, as you saw there, just got sandwiched from those Tech 9s.
And he didn't have cover from. There's like no player near barrels of monster or anything to like. Yeah, if they push it at the same time, you just. Yeah, it's pretty strange, but. Well, NaVi, they do have a P90 for Famises. They picked up a lot of money actually from TSM that you know that TSM had invested in. So that's going to really jumpstart NaVi's economy. Great nade there onto Dupree. So it's just a pretty easy cleanup so far from NaVi. They've put it down to 3 players here from TSM. Xyp9x will somehow get a long-range frag with the P2000, but I don't think NaVi are really very worried at this point. So this should be NaVi 12-6. As far as edges to gain over NaVi go, is there anything that you think TSM should be doing? Like
I think they should. I think they should eco so they can have like smokes, molos, and an op. Like, it's so important, especially on the B site. If you can just delay them with a molo on the B bomb site when the pushes come in, you usually buy enough time for the rotate to come. So I don't want to see them going for like, you know, Famases, just one flash, like light armor. They should just eco until they have that full nade set and hopefully an op as well.
Alright, let's see how it goes. We do have the full eco here for TSM. Now, they've got 2 players in connector at the moment, so that actually can get pretty scary, especially when the P90 runs in, just spraying health a lever, but it's going to be NaVi slowly working their way up towards A at the moment, which is, I mean, they don't know it, but it's the perfect call. They do have Guardians, Siege rather, just lurking around the back here, and now TSM kind of figured it out. They've pushed the monster area. Carrigan's going to keep on pushing whilst his teammates rotate back around to A, but it looks like NaVi going to beat them to the punch here. They're already on the bomb site. They already know it's clear, which means only one thing. TSM stacked B, and they're probably playing for the X's at this point. So let's see if they can actually get any extra kills here. NaVi looking quite good. Drive by there from Device with the pistol. Going to claim one, but that's it so far. And that's going to be it for this round. 13-6. NaVi looking like they want to close this one out really fast.
Yeah, and I like the decision that TSM went for that double eco, though. They know if they want to come back into this game, they have to go for that complete lockdown, and you can only do that by having those nades, having that off. And you can see Carrigan with the off there, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw full nade set there on the rest of the players.
Yeah, it's definitely been a bit of a struggle here.
Double op, actually.
Yeah. Now, this is something that can go really, really well, or obviously quite horribly, especially if you've got Guardian there winning the challenge. So that's 1 op down. And NaVi, with that early pick, they can really play around with TSM and just try to make things worse. And we can already see that an information play is kind of being forced out from TSM. They're actually pushing Dupree on A long, as we can see now. And he's kind of key. This 1-on-1, there it is. He is going to win it against Edward. Good stuff there from Dupree. And That's going to even things up a little bit. And the rotation time is so fast for TSM that this becomes a much better situation. It's a bit like Nuke in that sense.
Yeah, you're running through that CT spawn like bank area. It's just so fast.
So NaVi, they got Flamey now moving up through Monster. And TSM don't really have anyone very close to that position, so Device is practically playing from water here. That ramp is going to have to do the job with Zipnix for the site defense. But it's such a weird series of angles here for TSM. Device will pick up one kill, but the bomb goes down in the meantime, and it's just hiding there. There we go. So he's able to finish him off. So super weird positioning there from TSM, completely giving up Monster. Dupree gets eliminated as well. What do you make of that?
I actually think the round was like lost when Kerrigan made that peek through Monster. It was like if you're up or you're down 13-6,
yeah,
you can't take like huge risk. You just have to find a way of play that's so solid that you can string like 6 rounds together like straight. And peeking out Monster with the op, like if guarding is waiting there, Kerrigan is going down because the terrorists is there like way earlier.
Like always, you can always the CTs get the favorable engagement if you got the right weapon.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, so this round here for NaVi could mean map point again. And we are going to see Edward passing here. Is the push from KGB though, spraying him down, but Guardian's going to cover him. And TSM putting 2 players for this connector control. But NaVi, I don't think they're all that worried about this. They do have quite a few players surrounding them, and I think they know that at least one player's there. That's a great grenade. Zeus will finish Dupree off before it detonates, and they found Device now as well. They're going to attack him from 2 sides at once. No way he can withstand that, and it's just Kerrigan left over. And they invested everything in this round, and NaVi looked to be going very quickly to map point, and it looks like the choice of Overpass was a really smart one.
Yeah, things just looking very easy for NaVi right now, just picking TSM apart, and we usually see TSM doing that round where they just walk down 2 people down the stairs. They usually use that round when they're under a lot of stress and they have to just try something crazy. And yeah, NaVi just played it absolutely perfectly. They just played it safe. They just pushed from the stairs, pushed from down the ladder, like 2 people from each side, just slowly, like just picking them off. And yeah, NaVi just playing very well right now.
The TSM actually seem a little bit lost on the CT side. Of course, they haven't had many opportunities on the CT to actually get the rounds because NaVi, you know, they were 10-5 up. But still, as you said, taking those risks in these key moments. And generally speaking, across this map, I've seen TSM trying to play a lot of one-on-ones, and it just generally been going NaVi's way, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. And just back to that risk play from Kerrigan. Yeah, so hard so you can gain something. Like either they rush Monster or just push a lot of AKs, and then you're probably just gonna get one, and you're gonna fall back in a position where you would rather have a rifle, or someone is gonna hold you with an op, and then you're gonna die.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know in which situations that would be good. It's if one NaVi player would hold there with an AK, which is very unlikely.
All right, so it's gonna be once again a very similar opening on both sides. The pressure from NaVi in towards the A toilets area, and it's going to be Flamey who picks up a really long range frag there onto the Device. KGB does get a trade, but it's going much better for NaVi. The weapon advantage, Guardian picking up that frag with the AWP is certainly going to make things really troublesome now for the remainder of TSM. So the thing is that there's so much time left here, but Flamey's just going to charge up by himself, and both players have been pulled towards A for TSM. And again, NaVi have got so much time to play with. They don't have to rush themselves.
Yeah, just going 2 people long. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the third one who's playing balloons right now. It's just gonna go slowly towards short. He just wants to watch the flank from the stairs first. Zipnik's all alone here. Spotted one there.
Okay, there is the incendiary turn as well. He's going to rotate to the flank very quickly, which is smart because if Kerrigan pushes in, then they can attack from 2 different angles at once. This gets smoked off. He's going to take the opportunity to push straight through, but Guardian finds the shot onto him, and it's just down to Kerrigan now, in-game leader here for TSM, to try to keep them in it on map 1 in this series, and he is going to get dropped by Seized, 16-6. Big map number 1 here from NaVi. They are not messing around in TSM. That was rough.
Yeah, and like the 2 key rounds